Okay, peeps, look surprised, look surprised. Here's the second warning. Here's a second warning now from the Department of Homeland Security, which was created when? When was the Department of Homeland Security created? After the 9/11 attacks, when your freedom got thrown out the window and stomped on by the Patriot Act. This warning bulletin from DHS, issued today, 13th of August, expires November 11th in a couple months. Summary of terrorism threat to the U.S. homeland. The Secretary of Homeland Security has issued a new National Terrorism Advisory System, or NTAS, bulletin regarding the current heightened threat environment across the U.S. The homeland continues to face a diverse and challenging threat environment leading up to and following the 20th anniversary of the September 11th, 2001 attacks, as well as religious holidays we assess could serve as a catalyst for acts of targeted violence. These threats include those posed by, first and foremost, domestic terrorists. Individuals in groups engaged in grievance-based violence. Whoa, what's that? That's a new one. And those inspired or motivated by foreign terrorists and other malign foreign influences. These actors are increasingly exploiting online forums to influence and spread violent extremist narratives and promote violent activity. Such threats are also exacerbated by impacts of the ongoing global pandemic, including grievances over public health safety measures and perceived government restrictions. Additional details. Through the remainder of 2021, radically or ethnically motivated violent extremists, RMVEs, and anti-government, anti-authority violent extremists will remain a national threat priority for the United States. These extremists may seek to exploit the emergence of COVID-19 variants by viewing the potential reestablishment of public health restrictions across the U.S. as a rationale to conduct attacks. So they're saying these homegrown terrorists, domestic terrorists. Remember John McCain? He was trying to get that word enemy belligerent put into some kind of congressional bill to call anybody that opposed anything they did an enemy belligerent. And if you're designated an enemy belligerent, then they can do stuff. They can detain you, and That was around the time I quit my Facebook many years ago. So they're saying here, again, let's read that last piece there. These extremists may seek to exploit the emergence of COVID-19 variants, Delta, Lambda, by viewing the potential reestablishment of basically public lockdowns, mask mandates again, across the U.S. as a rationale to conduct attacks. How about protests? I'm seeing protests at school board meetings. I'm not seeing any violent attacks. Well, DHS must have super duper secret intel. I mean, they do, right? Pandemic-related stressors have contributed to increased societal strains and tensions, driving several plots by domestic violent extremists, and they may contribute to more violence this year. And additionally, leading up to the anniversary of the 9/11 attacks, Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula recently released its first English-language copy of Inspire magazine in over 4 years, which demonstrates that foreign terrorist organizations continue efforts to inspire U.S.-based individuals susceptible to violent extremist influences. So we've got the boogeyman, bin Laden's groups coming back. They're coming, the boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. Ali Akbar, Ali Akbar. The homegrown extremist? I don't want to wear a mask. Lock him up. FBI, raid his house. He doesn't want to wear a mask, man. He's a violent extremist. And the liberal left wackadoodles will be cheering them on. Yeah, you guys are going to get us sick. No, you guys are vaccinated. Yeah, but the vaccines, they don't stop us from getting it. Yeah, but you said they would, and we were promised they would originally. That was the promise, 95% efficacy, which has plummeted now. One's down to 70-something percent. The other one's down to like 40 or 40-something percent. Moderna, Pfizer, one or the other. One's one and one's the other. 95%, man. Woohoo. Well, that's changed. Now we can get it and spread it. Now we can get it and spread the Delta variant more than the unvaccinated. But I'm the unvaccinated. I don't want to wear the mask. I don't want to take the shot. So let me ask you a question. Do you think, maybe, we're going to hear and see some type of weird attack scenario across the news networks? Kind of like the January 6th insurrection. The same kind of insurrection where police officers have the magnetic doors wide open, waving people in, talking with them, showing them stuff. That insurrection. Got a sneaky suspicion. I knew this was coming. I warned you the last update they had. I said, okay, here we go. What are they getting ready to do, guys? And we have Mike Lindell doing his thing, which I watched. Holy crap, do they have it all? My God, do they have it? No sooner we need an update quickly. So let's see what we got here. There's more bullet points. Let's keep going. All right. Historically, mass casualty domestic violent extremist attacks linked to RMVEs has targeted houses of worship and crowded commercial facilities of gatherings. Some RMVEs advocate via online platforms for a race war and have stated that civil disorder provides opportunities to engage in violence in furtherance of ideological objectives. The reopening of institutions, including schools, as well as several dates of religious significance over the next few months, could also provide increased targets of opportunity for violence, though there are currently no credible or imminent threats identified to these locations. Then why are you bothering? Because maybe. Foreign and domestic threat actors. I love the word actor because, actor's gonna act. Foreign and domestic threat actors, to include foreign intelligence services, blame it on the Russians, right? International terrorist groups and domestic violent extremists continue to introduce, amplify, and disseminate narratives online that promote violence and have called for violence against elected officials, political representatives, government facilities, law enforcement, religious communities, or commercial facilities, and perceived ideologically opposed individuals. So they must be talking about Black Lives Matter and Antifa. Oh, no. Oh, that's right. No. Those weren't. That looked like an insurrection to me. But no. They're not talking about them. There are also continued non-specific calls for violence on multiple online platforms associated with DVE ideologies or conspiracy theories on perceived election fraud and alleged reinstatement and responses to anticipated restrictions relating to the increasing COVID cases. Ideologically motivated violent extremists fueled by personal grievances and extremist ideological beliefs continue to derive inspiration and obtain operational guidance through the consumption of information shared in certain online communities. This includes information regarding the use of improvised explosive devices and small arms. Where are they getting this from? I've found none of this so far. Get ready to turn on the news and you're going to see it. Remember that word up above, foreign and domestic threat actors. Law enforcement have expressed concerns that the broader sharing of false narratives and conspiracy theories will gain traction in mainstream environments, resulting in individuals or small groups embracing violent tactics to achieve their desired objectives. With a diverse array of threats, DHS is concerned that increased outbreaks of violence in some locations as well as targeted attacks against law enforcement, may strain local resources. Then go and arrest the liberal Democrat mayors and city councils who are defunding the police. I'm sorry, what? Crickets? Nation-state adversaries have increased efforts to sow discord. For example, Russian... you gotta... Dude, what's a great... You can't have a great story without the Ruskies. Blame everything on the Ruskies. Blame it on the Ruskies. Yeah, yeah. Blame it on the Ruskies that did shine that night. Whatever you do, they'll put the blame on you. For example, Russian, Chinese, and Iranian government-linked media outlets have repeatedly amplified conspiracy theories concerning the origins of COVID-19 and effectiveness of vaccines. In some cases, amplifying calls for violence targeting persons of Asian descent. Oh, really? So how we are responding? DHS will continue to identify and evaluate calls for violence, including online activity associated with the spread of disinformation, conspiracy theories, and false narratives. By the way, who determines if a narrative is false or not? Kind of like YouTube determines anything. Anything you say, they're the police, the judge, the jury, the trial, lawyers, everything. That's YouTube. Some jabroni and a liberal leftist sitting at YouTube. That's who determines. By known or suspected threat actors and provide updated information as necessary. DHS continues to encourage the public to maintain awareness of the evolving threat environment and report suspicious activity. Well, I'm reporting this now. This is suspicious as hell. This is sus. This is sus. DHS, you're sus. DHS is coordinating with state and local law enforcement and public safety partners to maintain situational awareness of potential violence in their jurisdictions and maintain open lines of communication with federal partners. Well, what did you guys do about Antifa and Black Lives Matter when they were destroying everything? You didn't get any calls on that? No one asked for help? No? Okay. DHS is also advancing authoritative sources of information. Oh, here we go. They're pulling a YouTube. The Department of Homeland Security is now pulling a YouTube. You search for something on YouTube, anything related to politics, viruses, you name it. Anything they don't want us talking about. CNN, Fox, not even Fox really. They bury Fox, but they do show Fox. CNBC, Reuters, Associated Press. But not you, not me. No. We're not authoritative sources. We're jabronis to YouTube. Yet we're the ones coming out here giving you the damn truth. So now the Department of Homeland Security says DHS is also advancing authoritative sources of information to debunk and, when possible, preempt false narratives and intentional disinformation, and providing educational materials to promote resilience to the risks associated with interacting with and spreading disinformation, conspiracy theories, and false narratives. More broadly, DHS remains committed to identifying and preventing terrorism and targeted violence while protecting the privacy, civil rights, and civil liberties of all persons. That was a good one, DHS. You almost got me, son. Gaddy! Gaddy! Yeah. Whoa.